Imagine needing only one result to return to the biggest stage in club football. And then imagine doing it against the one rival who would love nothing more than to drag you back into the darkness. That was Manchester United at Old Trafford. This was not just another Premier League match. This was Liverpool. This was pressure. This was fear, pride, revenge, and redemption packed into one afternoon. Manchester United raced ahead, collapsed, heard the silence creeping through their own stadium, and then found one final punch when the whole season was trembling. And when Kobbie Mainoo struck that ball into the corner, it did not just win a game. It told everyone that Manchester United had survived the storm, and maybe, finally, they were ready to come back. The derby of English football at Old Trafford was never going to be calm, but this one felt emotional before the ball had even started rolling. Manchester United knew the situation clearly. If they avoided defeat against Liverpool, they would officially return to the Champions League after 2 seasons away. Brighton had already lost to Newcastle United, so the door was open. Not slightly open, wide open. All Manchester United had to do was walk through it without falling apart. But the problem was the opponent. Liverpool were not just another team on the schedule. They were the great enemy, the club that had embarrassed Manchester United at Old Trafford before, the club that still carried the memory of heavy wounds and long afternoons of pain. Manchester United had already beaten Liverpool at Anfield earlier in the season, and a second league victory over them would mean a complete double over their greatest rival for the first time in roughly a decade. That alone made the match heavy. Add Champions League qualification, add the pressure of Old Trafford, add the emotion around Sir Alex Ferguson being taken to hospital before the game, and suddenly, this was no longer only about 3 points. It was about identity. From the first whistle, Manchester United played like a team that understood the size of the moment. There was urgency in their pressing, aggression in their movement, and a sharpness that Liverpool did not seem ready to match. In the 6th minute, the pressure became a goal. A messy corner caused panic inside the Liverpool penalty area. The ball bounced, bodies reacted late, and after 2 attempts, a Manchester United shot struck Alexis McAllister and changed direction. The goalkeeper had no chance. Old Trafford exploded. The goal had luck in it, but it was not empty luck. It was the reward for starting faster, pushing harder, and forcing Liverpool to defend in discomfort. Liverpool have carried a weakness from set pieces throughout this season, and Manchester United exposed that wound immediately. Liverpool tried to answer, but their first reaction felt more like a whisper than a warning. Dominic Szoboszlai found space in the middle and shaped as if he might shoot, then moved the ball out to Jeremy Frimpong on the right. The delivery into the area looked promising, but Cody Gakpo could only send a soft header toward goal, and the flag had already gone up for offside. It was the kind of moment that told the story of Liverpool in the first half. There was movement, there were ideas, but there was no authority. Manchester United, on the other hand, looked alive. Then came the second blow. In the 14th minute, Liverpool were punished again in an even stranger way. A ball was pushed out by the goalkeeper, but instead of being cleared, it crashed into Benjamin Sesko and rolled into the net. The officials checked carefully to see whether there had been a handball, but the goal stood. Manchester United were 2 goals ahead before Liverpool had even found rhythm. Old Trafford was shaking, and Liverpool looked stunned. For Manchester United, it was the dream start. For Liverpool, it was the nightmare returning in a different shirt. The 2-goal lead changed the atmosphere completely. Manchester United could play with belief, while Liverpool were forced to chase a match that was slipping away far too early. Cody Gakpo tried to bring Liverpool back with a clever movement inside and a curling shot around Harry Maguire, but the ball flew just wide of the post. That chance reminded Manchester United that the game was not finished, but it did not change the balance. Manchester United still carried the greater threat. They broke forward with purpose, moved the ball across the pitch, and created a chance for Bruno Fernandes, but his shot went narrowly wide. Near the end of the first half, Ryan Gravenberch drove through pressure and tried a shot from distance, but it was comfortable for the Manchester United goalkeeper. When the whistle came, Manchester United led by 2 goals, and the score reflected the game. Liverpool had been flat, uncertain, and strangely fragile. Roy Keane did not soften his words at halftime. He saw a Liverpool side that looked frightened, weak in the duel, and careless with the ball. That criticism mattered because it captured what everyone watching could feel. Liverpool were not just losing. They were being emotionally beaten. Manchester United had taken the stadium, the tempo, and the story. There was also a deeper emotional layer for Manchester United. The news that Sir Alex Ferguson was awake and being checked as a precaution became a quiet force behind the performance. For a club built on memory, legacy, and the idea of fighting until the end, that mattered. But football has a cruel way of testing belief just when it looks strongest. The second half began, and within minutes, Manchester United gave Liverpool life. In the 47th minute, a poor pass opened the door. Dominic Szoboszlai ran through and finished across goal with composure. Suddenly, the score was 2-1, and everything that looked controlled began to shake. Liverpool had found oxygen. Manchester United still led, but the emotional weight of the game had shifted. The warning became real in the 56th minute. Manchester United had already seen a chance disappear when Bruno Fernandes released Bryan Mbeumo, whose clever backheel struck the post before the offside flag stopped the moment. Then came the mistake that froze Old Trafford. The Manchester United goalkeeper played the ball straight to Alexis McAllister outside the box. It was a gift, and Liverpool accepted it with cold precision. Alexis McAllister moved the ball quickly. Dominic Szoboszlai stayed calm, and Cody Gakpo arrived to finish from close range, 2-2. In less than 15 minutes of the second half, everything Manchester United had built in the first half had collapsed. The noise faded. The fear returned. The stadium that had been roaring now felt like it was holding its breath. This was the real test of Michael Carrick and his Manchester United team. Under Ruben Amorim, a moment like this might have become a full collapse. One mistake could become two. One goal conceded could become panic. But Michael Carrick has given Manchester United something different. Not perfection, not dominance in every minute, but resistance. A way to absorb damage without losing the whole structure. That was why the next phase of the match mattered so much. Liverpool pushed forward, Manchester United looked vulnerable, and every loose ball felt dangerous. A long pass almost released 3 Manchester United players behind the Liverpool line, but Bryan Mbeumo could not control it cleanly. Then Liverpool threatened from a free kick on the right. Dominic Szoboszlai delivered a dangerous ball. Ibrahima Konate made contact from close range, and the Manchester United goalkeeper made the save he desperately needed. He had made the mistake for the equalizer, but now he had kept the game alive. As the minutes moved toward the end, the match tightened. Casemiro had a clear chance from a Manchester United free kick, but headed straight at the goalkeeper. It felt like the moment had gone. A draw began to creep into the minds of everyone inside Old Trafford. That would still have been enough for Champions League qualification, but it would not have felt like a statement. It would have felt like survival. Manchester United needed something more powerful. They needed a moment that said they had not just qualified, but earned it. Then Kobbie Mainoo arrived. In the 77th minute, the ball broke outside the Liverpool penalty area. He stepped onto it with the calm of a player who does not understand fear, or perhaps understands it and chooses to ignore it. His low shot cut through the crowd of legs, escaped the defenders, and found the bottom corner. Old Trafford erupted again, but this time the noise carried relief, pride, and disbelief all at once. The youngest voice on the pitch had spoken with the authority of a veteran. Manchester United were ahead again, 3-2. Liverpool tried to respond, but their late attacks did not have enough quality. Cody Gakpo and the other Liverpool attackers searched for a final equalizer, but Manchester United had found the emotional strength to close the door. When the final whistle came, the meaning was enormous. Manchester United had beaten Liverpool 3-2. They had completed a league double over their greatest rival after years of waiting. More importantly, they had officially returned to the Champions League. This was not a quiet qualification secured against a weak opponent. This was Manchester United deciding their own fate in one of the biggest fixtures in English football. That is why Michael Carrick deserves so much credit. Since taking charge in January, he has beaten Manchester City, Arsenal, Chelsea, and now Liverpool. Those are not small wins. Those are the matches that reveal whether a team has recovered its spine. Michael Carrick brought calm to a squad that had been carrying anxiety. He did not erase every flaw, and this match proved that Manchester United are still capable of dangerous lapses. But he gave them belief after those lapses. He gave them enough structure to suffer without disappearing. He gave players like Kobbie Mainoo a reason to trust the project. After the game, Kobbie Mainoo spoke with pride about the turnaround, the work of the squad, and the confidence given by the coach. Those words mattered because they showed something beyond tactics. The players believe in Michael Carrick. They want to fight for him. They want to suffer for him. That is when a manager starts to become more than a caretaker. Unless Manchester United can bring in a truly world-class manager, Michael Carrick has earned the chance to continue. Manchester United are back in the Champions League, but the deeper message is this. They are not back because someone else opened the door. They are back because, on a day filled with pressure, mistakes, fear, and noise, they found a way to walk through it themselves.